Right. The purpose of this video is to provide an overview demo of IPLUS, which is an investment management software solution designed to assist anyone managing a portfolio of investments and tracking the progress on those investments. So, solution is web-based, and for you to be able to access it, you need to provide credentials where you have a username that is recognized within the system, as well as provide a verification code. So once you have provided that code, you will then be able to gain access into the system. The platform also has a forgot password option that you can use. So once you're logged in, on your left you have menu options. On the top as well, you've got menu options where you're able to select from the different modules that are in the system. On the top right, you're able to modify the password. You're also able to log out of the system. So that's your basic navigation within the system. So whichever program you're currently on, it's highlighted on the top with the description of the program, which in this case is the inquiries module. So through the solution, you are able to set up and configure information, and you're also then able to handle all client issues. So highlighting there is just the current program that you're on. So whenever you've opened any program, it's highlighted or indicated. It's also indicated on the top right through the breadcrumbs there. Now, the system has different modules based on specific functionality. You've got the inquiries where you set up your basic information that is referenced across the system. You have your inquiries where you're able to quickly gain access to information about clients, about transactions that are in the system. You also have your accounting interface where you are able to interface with other software, such as maybe an accounting software or a payment gateway, depending on the needs. Then you've got the access control. This is where users are set up and defined within the system. We are able to define user levels, which in essence determines the programs that users are able to gain access to in the system. You also have the payment processing module. This is where any transactions where we are receiving funds from clients, where we are paying out clients. This is where all that information is tracked under the payment processing module. So this is where you also are able to post related journals, such as credit journals, depending on transactions, whether they are dividend payments, whether they are money market credit journals. This is where you're able to see that information. You're also able to get a summary view of transactions by type. Then you've got the money market module where any money market investments are done. So this is split into setup, transactions, and reporting. So under setup, we're able to define our issuers or our investment institutions. We're able to set up the different instrument types that we have. Then you've got the transactions. This is where we're able to book investments on behalf of clients, confirm deals, include deal authorizers within the system, mature and rollover investments. Under reports, we are able to generate or view deal notes for clients. We're able to view maturity profile reports. We're also able to view accounting reports such as payment journal reports. We're also able to view withholding tax reports. That's the money market module. Then you've got the equities module. Under the equities module, you are able to book the same setup where you've got a setup, transactions, and reporting. This is where you're able to book investments, any equity investments done on behalf of clients. You're able to set up and define the equities that are available for purchase. You're able to place orders, track purchases, track sales. You're able to incorporate equity stock splits, equity reverse stock splits, and you're also able to view reports in terms of any transactions that have been posted on behalf of clients including dividend summary reports. You are able to view equity deal note reports, any dividend reports within the system. Then we've got the property module. Again, setup, transactions, and reporting. You're able to define your different property reference information, such as the holding types that you have, any valuers that you have, any property managers that you have. You are then able to conduct transactions such as buying on behalf of clients, selling on behalf of clients, booking lease agreements, doing valuations, tracking rentals within the property module as well. Most of the programs under the transactions will have 3 levels of control where you're able to add transactions, confirm them, and you may also be able to modify or cancel in other cases. Then you've got your reporting where you have the valuation reports, property pre-fund reports. You are able to view investments under a particular client in terms of the ones that they've done. Then there's the loans module. Under the loans module, you're able to define the different loan types that you have available. You're able to define the securities that are associated there. You're also able to process the transactions where you allocate loans to clients. The system will subsequently be able to generate repayment schedules. These repayment schedules may be based on an individual provider in terms of the loan or specific to a consolidated one. Then you've got the consolidated reporting where you've got setup and control reports. This is where you are able to set up and define your investment policy, and you're able to view clients' funds based on fund mix that they have. You're also able to do comparison analysis of reporting in terms of the funds that you have sitting in a client account against the investments that you have made for them, so that you can distinguish whether you have either under invested or over invested on behalf of your client. So we are also able to generate your investment return reports from the same module. So that's an overview in terms of the key modules that are included within the investment management software solution. Taking note or bearing in mind that the system also has a separate module for client login where they're able to see the investments. So let's just maybe quickly have a view of what we have, for example, when under setup modules, under bookings, under client types. So client types here, you're able to categorize or define your clients into certain groupings for business analysis purposes and depending on your business rules. So you're able to define the client type. So again, the program highlighted there, and then you're able to have options such as exporting the information into different formats, sending an email of the information. You're able to search for specific information. You are also able to print and also export in different other options. So this is how the layout would appear. Under the setup module, you're also able to define your clients. So when you're adding a client, you're able to input information such as their client type, their information details that are required normally for your KYC and other categorizations. The system will automatically generate an account code. You're able to add contact information, banking information, statement information. The system also takes an aged analysis of the information. You're able to attach different information such as any additional information that you have. You're also able to input or attach your KYC information when you do the client setup. So client setup enables you to create both individual accounts as well as group accounts. So once information has been inputted into the system, you are able to then come under the confirmation where it's more or less a second verification of whatever has been input so that it can be confirmed within the system. So confirmation allows for a separate user to be able to verify and validate any information that has been input in the system. Inquiries, like we said previously, you're looking at a quick review of information that you have for clients. You're able to quickly select a client and search client details. You're able to view their current balance. You're able to see whether the client account is confirmed or is pending. You're also then able to view a drop down on the different transactions that have been posted to an individual's account. If they've got any equity investments, if you've got any money market investments, any property investments, you are able to easily view these. These, for example, are money market investments that have been done for the client. Some of them may be active, some of them may be rolled over, but you're able to view the detailed information on the investments that have been done on behalf of the clients. So this gives you a quick extract or a quick look at the client information. There are other reports. So, for example, you've got your accounts opened by date where you're able to view accounts that have been opened within a specific date range, and maybe for business development purposes, trying to track if there's a lot of activity in terms of the accounts that you're currently opening, and see whether there's progression in terms of that particular, like for example, the range that we've chosen there. Actually have any accounts that were opened within that date range, so we just expanded it. And then again, so there are transaction reports that you're able to view. There are also quick overview analysis reports that give you quick information on client activity within the system. If you want to view such reports as no transactions, where you can verify any inactivity in accounts maybe that require maybe engaging by the business development team, you're also able to extract and pull out such reports. So you can see the difference in terms of the form and the report where we are able here to do inputs. The payment processing module, we are able to define what we call transaction types. So transaction types will either be of a debit or a credit nature, and you are able to define these within the payment processing module, so that when transactions are being posted, we are able to make that distinction of whether it is a credit transaction or it's a debit transaction that is affecting a client account. You're also able to define the banks that you're using by providing their banking details. And then we've got the actual recording of transactions that have happened, such as a payment. You're able to come in, you're able to select a bank, you're able to select a check or a transfer reference, the client that you'll be paying, the date, the amount. Again, you're choosing the transaction type, and you're able to provide also the description. So all transactions that are booked into the system the system provides the reporting where you're able to verify the information before it is then approved. Only when the information is approved does it then go and affect the client account. So you also have net balances for period report. This is just a summary of transaction types that have been posted within a particular period. So if you have a lot of different transactions that have been posted within a specific period, you're able to view a summary of those transactions. So for example, here we've got payments, we've got cash book receipts, we've also got cash book payments that have been done, and money market credit journals, and the subsequent totals associated with them. So the system does provide for critical reporting on the finance side that enable complete and comprehensive tracking of activity within the system itself. So this is what you're able to, these are some of the reports that you're able to extract. Under the same payment processing module, you are able to also generate an aged analysis based on closing and opening of your monthly financial periods, depending on your activities. The main purpose of that is just to get an overview or general reports. The system also provides the money market module. The money market module is where we're able to book any fixed deposit investments. We're able to book any treasury note investments. So we're able to set up the different accounts also, so that when investments are matured, we've got a commission account, and we also have a withholding tax account. So once these accounts have been set up, you're able to define them here as posting accounts, so that you're able to keep a complete record for your regulatory authority requirements when you're sending out payments to be done to the revenue authorities. The system allows for the booking of